Hey, I've been doing law of attraction consulting for some time now. Yeah, I'm really not that interested in doing, the $7 join my channel thing because I want to work with people who are pretty serious about this. And the value that is derived from this is it's priceless. You can't put a price on it. Now, I'm not cheap to do this, but it's got to be worth 10 to 100 times or more of whatever I'm being paid. But the reason I do it is certainly not for the money, although that's fun. I do it because it's the most exciting thing I can think of. And now the reason that it's the most exciting thing is not because I'm trying to manifest stuff. That's kind of like a side thing, but that's just like, oh, look, evidence that what I'm doing is kind of creating this scenario. What's really exciting for me is to realize that all of this is my world. All of it. Is that amazing? And that whatever I believe, and let's go beyond belief. Whatever I know, without a doubt, just shows up. What? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And then, there are so many more things that are really kind of bizarre, from, your traditional thinking. And that's what 99% of the population is doing, is traditional thinking. And I'm doing things like teleporting. And I'm also looking at, there are these tunnels, these gateways, if you will, portals, where you can step into on Earth, and you have to know where they are and when they are, and they will transport you to different locations depending on the tunnel and depending on your pineal gland and what you're thinking and where you want to go. And then there are many other things like that where you can step onto kind of an energy conveyor belt and ride that. Or, of course, there are things like telekinesis and then reading minds. And, anything is possible. And that's what really is fascinating to me. And I want, above all, to be excited and to feel good. And to help me with that, I need co-creative people. I need like muses, if you will, people that I can consult with. And I will get as much or more out of the consulting than they will. Now, here's what I have found that is fascinating. Oh, let me say one more thing about that before I go into this other thought. So, the other things that we can do with this is, all of the focus and all the energy and all the creativity is in each now moment. Now, what each now moment does is, when you change the now, you change the future and you change the past. So the change in now, if it's a radical change, it radically changes the past. So the past that you thought you had is no longer, because you cannot have been this new person with the old past that you had. That is amazing to me. I love that. So literally everything changes. Not your present, not what your projected future is going to be. Yeah, those change. Or I should say not only, but also the past. Because you could not have been the person you are now with the old past. You have to have the past, the new past, now, that represents this new present moment and the possible new future. And I say possible because just because you have that projection now into the future of who you are now, in the next moment you may decide to change that. And of course, that'll change the new future and the old past, which is your present past. Anyway, so that goes on and on and on. So on the consulting thing, where I was going a minute ago was, so when I'm doing some consulting, what I have to do is video document where that individual is now, because, and then we have to settle on whatever it is compensation for each person in this moment. Because when we get down the road with this consultation, this is funny, I'll remember what that person used to be, but they will not remember that. As a matter of fact, they'll argue, hey, I was never that way. You didn't do anything. I've always been this way. Then I'll have to pull the video out and say, look, there it is. That's what we have accomplished. And I told you this is what was going to happen before it happened. And, they'll still want to say, well, no, but there's the evidence. So, see, isn't that fascinating? Oh my gosh, this is fascinating. So, wow, it is difficult to say, or it has been difficult, or it was difficult to say, will this support me? Or will whatever you're doing, when you jump out into the most fascinating thing you can do, will it support you? The answer is absolutely. There's a lot of caveats that go along with that, but it will. And there's, like I said, there's some buts, but you have to blah, 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 and you have to do this, you can't do that. And so you have to step out in full faith. You can't look back. You'll get turned to salt, like a pillar of salt. As you step out of Sodom and you can't look back, because you'll turn to a pillar of salt, like Job's wife did. So if you want to be part of this, then text me. You can't text me. But you know what? Here's my work number, my consulting number, 678-665-7215. Hey, if you made it this far, you deserve the number. Text me, call me, whatever. It's my cell phone, one of them. So this is my work cell, and I don't usually give that number out, but I felt compelled. So if you watch the video, then you deserve the number. If you want to talk about this, let's do it. And thanks for watching.